Yo, what is going on, everyone? Thank you for joining me for another manga chapter review. And in today's video, we're going to be going ahead and taking a look at the brand new chapter of Jujutsu Kaisen, chapter 183, titled Tokyo No. 2 Colony, Part 3. And before we jump into the video, guys, I want to go ahead and say thank you guys so much for all of the support on the last videos I have done. Now, I know it has been a week since I uploaded any new videos, but there were finals this weekend, as well as there not being any new manga chapters uploaded due to Weekly Shonen Jump being on a break. But hey, we're back to regular scheduled program now, so I'm going to be uploading you guys this brand new Jujutsu Kaisen chapter review. So yeah, unfortunately there is no My Hero this week as well, so that leads me to explain what I plan on doing for this weekend, as well as moving on into the week. I plan on doing a plethora of videos. I actually got a comment from one of my awesome subscribers down in the comment section of my last Jujutsu Kaisen video saying how I should do a video on all the cool theories that everybody posts down in my comment section. And, you know, I thought that was a really cool idea, so I definitely do think I'm going to go ahead and put that into a video, because you guys are just absolutely awesome with these comments and these theories for these chapters. So I do definitely think that is a pretty cool video idea, and shout out to him. I'm gonna go ahead and leave his comment here in the video. I'll put it somewhere. But yeah, guys, before we jump into the video, if you guys are new and like anime and manga related content such as this, please consider sticking around and subscribing, as I'll be going ahead and bringing you guys even more content in the near future. And without further ado, guys, let's just go ahead and jump into the chapter already. Starting off chapter 183, we are given a lengthy explanation panel of HAKARI's Restless Gambler domain technique. Now, seeing as detailed as HAKARI's technique is, I'm going to give an easy to understand and concise explanation of it. Seeing as how this technique is very intricate, it could easily take 5 to 10 minutes explaining everything there is to know pertaining to it. But for now, I'll just elaborate on all the subsequent details that are directly correlated with this chapter. HAKARI's technique is directly associated with using real-life pachinko machines as the basis for his technique. This domain is controlled by what is referred to as game flow, where essentially is the medium of the probability of HAKARI reaching a jackpot and increasing his reach mode. Also having the scenario play out being pure love train. With the scenario being set in place, this creates conditions involving key points of the story. If these actions are successfully met, the hype meter will reach grander heights. Each subsequent event contains a preview performance that HAKARI himself can pick, but this does not affect the odds of the jackpot any more than if he were to not pick it. Lastly, there is a feature called Chance Up that will allow certain imagery to be displayed in the instance of any level reached and hype level, thus garnering a chance of a jackpot. Now, with this lengthy description of HAKARI's Restless Gambler technique summarized, let's move on, shall we? With Charles being annoyed at the rules of HAKARI's technique being put into his head, HAKARI uses this opportunity to set up the first subsequent action. Setting up this performance preview, Charles tries to anticipate them using his manga technique, but is unsuccessful in stopping it. HAKARI, now obtaining reach mode, sets the stage with his reached action. Charles, recognizing this, notices that this is the low hype IC card reach, in this being that the main character Yuki is late for work, which prompts Charles to attempt to attack Yuki, but notices that this attempt is useless until the performance is over. With this in mind, Charles decides to wait, further analyzing the situation. Charles says that with this being a low hype performance, that it will not hit. Trying to factor his technique into seeing the outcome for each preview, concludes that it is utterly useless whilst in Restless Gambler. With this realization, Charles is left to tell himself that we will go back to the normal stage until he wins or I defeat him, as well as him saying, if he hits the jackpot, I'll lose. Becoming enraged, Charles tells HAKARI to stop desecrating the work of Pure Love Train. Allowing his passion to flow, he presses HAKARI on how monumental the romantic comedy is, and that using it for gambling content is sacrilegious. Continuing to go on the offensive, Charles realizes that he can still use his technique to predict HAKARI's movements. With a golden shutter emerging right behind Charles, HAKARI tells him that no matter what class machines, he's never taken more than 30 tries. Having the next subsequent event start, they continue their fight again, While Yuki is attempting to board a scheduled train, Charles, being overwhelmed by HAKARI, cannot focus on the future. Desperately trying to tell Yuki to board the remaining train to go home, he finds himself successful in striking HAKARI, telling HAKARI that if victory depended on skill and not luck, he may have won. With the chapter coming to a close, we see a blurry figure of a woman looking to Yuki, telling Yuki that the final train has already left. We get a final panel of HAKARI getting a jackpot and retaliating by kicking Charles. HAKARI telling Charles that you need the skill to capitalize on your luck. As the chapter ends on yet another fiery cliffhanger, we see HAKARI once again gaining the upper hand on Charles. Will HAKARI be able to capitalize on his new jackpot, or will Charles be able to prevail in HAKARI's imagery of his manga? And alright guys, this is going to go ahead and wrap up the chapter synopsis for chapter 183. Now we're going to go ahead and move on over into my thoughts and review overall of the chapter. And whew, was this chapter absolutely crazy, guys. I mean, listen, I don't know about you guys, but I'm definitely going to have to reread this chapter like a handful of times. This chapter just had so much like stuff jam-packed into it. It was such a great chapter, I do think. I really do appreciate the explanation of the curse technique at the beginning of the chapter, because I feel like this domain expansion is super crazy, and I actually had one of you guys comment in my last video theorizing that HAKARI's Restless Gambler technique could be similar to Kite's Lucky Slots Nen ability in Hunter x Hunter, and I thought that was a pretty interesting idea. So, I mean, even though it's not, it's a very like reminiscent sort of like it's got like bits and pieces of it in it as well. So, I really do like what they did with this domain expansion, because while it isn't innately like broken, it definitely has like splashes of like, even though it is given off the indication that it is a randomized like set to be a jackpot, like the jackpot probability is 1 out of 239. So it does seem like HAKARI, being as like gambler, like I can't really explain it, like as much as he's a gambler, right, he does definitely know how to manipulate and put things into his favor in these situations, which I also do like the fact that HAKARI plays off of Charles's inspiration and love for manga for these scenarios. I definitely think that's a great sort of addition to this, just kind of like further adding insult to Charles's like manga obsession and admiration for all of it, because we even get to see it with Charles getting pissed off at HAKARI saying like, stop desecrating like the work of Love Pure Train. So I do think that's even a callback to the very first time they met, where Charles is like, you know, please give me some inspiration, make me want to kill you, and he's like, you know, okay, you filthy otaku. So this is also, I think, HAKARI's way of playing into Charles's like plead to want him to give him like ammunition to like kill him, and you know, make him want to fight and give him that inspiration of being a true mangaka. So I really do appreciate all of the working, like all the moving pieces in this chapter, because you really have to break it down, because I know there are a lot of people that are considering this the lull period of the manga, which I will agree, like it's nowhere near as hype as, you know, Yuta and all that other cool stuff that we've seen in the Culling game, but I think giving love and the attention needed for HAKARI and Charles is very good, because these could be characters that are very relevant in the future, especially when they fight Kenjaku and stuff like that. I do think like maybe Charles will be prominent. I know HAKARI definitely will, but it's very interesting to see other characters being showcased, because I know a lot of people's main gripes with these last few chapters have been the fact that they don't think that Hakari and Charles really need their own sort of like drawn out fight, which I definitely can see. But on the other hand, you know, I do really like these chapters. You know, am I going to say it's the best shit ever? No, but, you know, they're enjoyable. I don't walk out of them saying, like, oh, man, that was a waste of a chapter. But, you know, I don't also look at it saying, like, wow, you know, this is, like, peak Jujutsu Kaisen. But you really have to be open-minded when reading this. Because, like I said before, a lot of manga chapters, they have a little bit of a drop-off. I would consider this a little cooldown period for Jujutsu Kaisen, but also another great opportunity for them to expand on other characters. So that's what I really like about Jujutsu Kaisen. The characters in the manga and the anime are just absolutely top-notch. So I'm glad that they're continuing to give us more characters and let us see more of the characters besides the main ones we love, to even create more good characters. So yeah, guys, overall I would give this chapter a 9 out of 10, an 8/9 out of 10. I'm gonna have to reread it a little bit more, but overall there's just a lot of good content within this chapter. There's a lot of dialogue, lots of action, and lots of things to really digest within this chapter. So I think there's something for everybody in this chapter. I think like it's definitely better than the last two chapters where it was a little bit less action-y. Well, not last chapter. Last chapter was very action-oriented, but Tokyo number 2, Colony 1 was less action and more dialogue. But overall, guys, I really like the chapter. Let me know what you guys thought of the chapter down in the comment section below. What do you guys think is going to happen? Because these last few chapters, Hakari's just been like shitting on Charles with these like cliffhangers. So I'd like to see Charles be a little vindicated and get like the last laugh, I guess, next chapter, but we will see. So if you guys are new to the channel and like anime and manga related content, please consider sticking around, as I'll be going ahead and uploading even more content for you guys in the upcoming days, as well as leave your comment down in the comment section below and let me know what you thought of the chapter overall. Did you guys like the chapter? Did you guys not like the chapter? What do you guys think is going to happen next? Always very curious to see your guys' comments. You guys are actually ridiculous with these comments. I know I said that earlier, but like seriously, you guys are like playing 4D chess with these comments, I swear. So yeah, guys, if you guys did like the video, go ahead and hit that like button down below the video. And that's going to be all for me, guys. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll hope to see you guys in my next video. See ya.